And we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
I am
Let's go.
I am your humble host, Vic Bayless, my co-host, the Evil Genius,
Thank
and the
you.
other
Thank you.
the other guy with the ponytail. He's not with us today. He's probably out fishing. He saw the books and he wanted money, so I had to oblige.
Send him fishing. Or is he fishing or swimming with the fishies?
I mean, if he saw the books, he might be swimming with the fishes.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I just like to do this. I just want to be on camera. So that's
That's
all.
it.
I don't care about the books. Don't send me swimming with the fishies or fishing or what. I don't want to do none of those. So
No fish swimming.
no fish swimming over here. I'm a land guy. So, welcome to the Shoot Your Shot, the podcast. This is episode 17, NBA Finals edition.
17, baby.
So, let's jump right into it. Um, Last night, game 4 of the NBA Finals. Um, Phoenix was looking to capitalize on a 2-1 lead. They couldn't keep hold of that lead that they had late and ended up blowing the game. And now the series is tied 2-2. What we thought was going to be something easy for Phoenix is turning out to be a little difficult. So, what's going on?
I don't know. The role players. Last two games, Bridges combined for 11 points. You're definitely not going to win. He might be your third best option, maybe your fourth, but you're not going to win if he's giving you 4 points here, 6 points there. Campaign's disappeared. I think he's 7 points here, 6 points there. Maybe Ayton needs to do a little more score.
Last night he had a bad game.
Chris Paul finally had a bad game last night. The first 3 games he played very well. Last night, he didn't show up, unfortunately. That kind of cost them, honestly. Book did what he had to do, but no one else really came out and helped him. Like I said, Bridges put up, I think, 7. Ayton had 6. Paul had 10. Payne had 7. Cam Johnson, I think, had 10. I mean, if your stars out there putting up 40, at least give me 10 to 15 points from everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, let's all play our roles. On the other hand, Giannis had 26, Middleton 40. I don't think Drew really balled out. I think Drew had like 13, 14. But the other role players, played well. So, Phoenix role players has got to step up. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like you said, Bridges 11 points over the last 2 games combined is just not going to cut it. And also, as you mentioned, the Cam boys, other than that highlight dunk he had,
Yeah.
agree. Like, I don't even know what, like I understand the ooh and ah over the dunk, but it's like if that's your only, highlight and that's all you did, like makes no sense to glorify. You was getting blown out at the time. It's not like, y'all was up, like you was getting blown out. So, it made no sense to even celebrate the dunk.
Agreed.
So I do feel like, Phoenix need to get their head back in the game. I honestly think going up 2-0, they thought it was going to be easy. And now, boom, you smacked in the face. And, Chris Paul picked a bad time to have a bad game. It was a kind of important game. Ayton grabbed all the rebounds, but he didn't score much, so that kind of hurt them. 6 points ain't gonna cut it. Bridges 7 points, CP3 had 10, and then on top of that, he wasn't like distributing the ball and getting guys in their spots. He only had 7 assists, so that was pretty bad as well. They all shot, terrible, with the exception of Booker, who pretty much was the only one that had a good game. Nobody else really, did much of anything. So that team, they need to get their heads back in the game. It's definitely not over. And even if you was up 2-0, you shouldn't have felt it was over because, this, like they say, the series don't start till the team win a game on the road,
Yeah.
I do agree with, Milwaukee's side. They got, 16 points, 15 points from Lopez or something like that. Drew Holiday, he shot terrible, but his defense, he defended, all the guys well. He did a good job on CP3, did a decent job on Booker. Booker did score 40, but it wasn't really on, Drew Holiday, which I don't understand. You should have just put Drew on Booker and see if he could slow that down. But Milwaukee said, listen, if we're gonna let one guy go off, then it just be one guy. It can't be two, three, multiple guys going off. So Milwaukee did a good job of letting Booker do what he do and shutting down everything else. They shut down the lobs. Ayton wasn't getting easy dunks, easy putbacks, easy alley oops. Like they shut all that down. They calmed CP3 down, and I think that's the key. Like you slow CP3 down, that's it. Phoenix ain't got much else. Booker could ISO go 1-on-1, but everyone else needs CP3 to kind of get them involved and to get them easy buckets. And if you slow CP3 down, then you pretty much got the win. And that's what Phoenix did. I mean, Milwaukee did last night.
Yeah, I agree. CP3 he's the catalyst. Phoenix is only gonna go as far as he can take them.
Yeah, definitely.
But with that being said, you still need a better outcome from, like I said, Bridges, Payne, Ayton. Them boys got to show up. Crowder, them boys definitely got to show up. We're not asking for 15 to 20, 25 points. Give us 10 to 15 points. On 45 to 55% shooting, and
Yeah,
it should be enough.
I honestly don't. It ain't the points that I look at. Is your field goal percentage? Like
Yeah,
if you score 6 or 7 points, but you needed 10 shots, 11 shots to get that, then that's not good. That means you gave us 2 for 10 or 3 for 11 or 3 for 10 or something like that. Like if you're gonna give us 7 points, make it easy. That's 2, 3 shots. You should be able to get 7 points off of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's more what I look at. Like what happens is empty possessions. You not only are you scoring, you putting up bad shots. You giving Milwaukee easy transition points, starting fast breaks, long rebounds lead to fast breaks, and they would, that's what it is. They not shooting good. So Cam Johnson had 10 points, but it came on like 9 shots.
something like that.
8 shots, like so. You giving us 5, 6 possessions of nothing. And that's the same thing, with the starters like Ayton and CP3 and Bridges, 7 points. You're not really being aggressive. You're not doing what you're doing in games 1 and 2, and that's what's hurting Phoenix right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So, with that being said, what changes do you see Monty making going into Game 5, or do he have to make any changes at all?
I mean, I don't know yet because honestly, no team has shown me anything, cool. Like Phoenix won 2 at home, Milwaukee won 2 at home. Both teams look shitty on the road. Both teams look great at home. So what this is looking like now is just a 7-game series where Phoenix are winning in Game 7. Um, has Milwaukee figured Phoenix out? I can't say that. I don't know because Milwaukee hasn't won in Phoenix. If Milwaukee wins Game 5, then I could sit there and be like, okay, now it's time for Monty to make some changes and do some things like try to switch it up. But until then, no team has been impressive on the road. Both, Phoenix had the game. I don't know what happened. It was like 2 and some change left. You guys were up by 5, 4 or 5, and next thing you know, in a snap of a finger, you were down 3. And I'm like, what the hell just happened here? I thought it was in the books, but apparently it wasn't. Booker getting into foul trouble definitely hurt them late. He had to take a 5-minute break in the fourth quarter, and that kind of swung the momentum around and gave Milwaukee what it needed to get back in the game, and they just ran with that. So at that moment in time, it's like what you do is if I'm Monty, put Booker on someone that's not a liability. I mean, not a threat to score. So that way Booker's not in foul trouble. Because we can't have Booker with 4 or 5 fouls in the fourth quarter, because then he can't play aggressive. So if that's the only thing that I would do if I was Monty, like next game, just say, you know what, whoever, if Booker's guarding Drew, take him off. If Booker's guarding Middleton, take him off. Let Booker guard PJ Tucker or Connaughton or someone that's not really aggressive in the fourth quarter. So that way you could preserve them fouls.
I definitely agree. And like you said, alluding to the fourth quarter, they was outscored 33-21. So that is your ball game right
That's
there.
the ball game. Yeah, you had it. And, that kind of bugs me out because Phoenix is not known for blowing fourth quarter leads. And, I blame that on foul trouble. Phoenix was in deep foul trouble. And they weren't able to be aggressive because not only are you nervous on defense, you're nervous on offense. You don't want to get an offensive foul. You don't want to get a charging. You know what I'm saying? So to have you had Booker almost foul out. They say he would have if the ref would have called, that sixth foul. They claimed it was a sixth foul that the ref just didn't call. So he could have fouled out. CP3 had 4 fouls. Crowder had 5 fouls. So in the fourth quarter, you're playing timid because you don't want to lose these guys. You don't want to lose a CP3, a Devin Booker, a Crowder. You don't want to lose these guys in the fourth quarter. So you're playing timid. You're not playing to your aggression because if you get fouled out with 9 minutes left in the fourth, that's your ball game. But that's what happened. They were all in too much foul trouble. So, calm the fouls down and tone things down, and maybe next time, you'll be able to close the game out because that's kind of what changed everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So do you think Milwaukee has to do anything different, or they just got to play the exact same going into game 5?
Yeah, they played a lot more aggressive. I mean, you got people that could say, "Oh, the refs was helping them. The refs was on their side. The refs was giving them the calls." I didn't really see it that way. I seen it more of like Milwaukee being the aggressor going in, as opposed to Phoenix playing jump shoot. Um, so next game is just Milwaukee just do the same thing, and if the refs are gonna call, the refs are gonna call. If not, just keep doing it, keep doing it. Like I don't get it that you do it once or twice, you don't get the refs to blow the whistle, and you get upset and you stop doing what you're good at. When it's like, no, continue to do that. Milwaukee is not a finesse jump shooting 3-point team. They're an aggressive team. Attack the basket. Drew Holiday, Giannis, like attack the basket. Even Middleton, mid range and inside, attack that basket. And once you get guys to get in foul trouble and to back off you, now you're able to shoot that jump shot. But in the beginning, be aggressive. Get to the line. You know what I'm saying? Get to the rack, get to the free throw line, and everything, and then take it from there. So I don't think Milwaukee needs to do anything different. They just need to continue what they did in Milwaukee. Bring that same energy and aggressiveness to Phoenix. Don't just do it at home. Do it on the road as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So with that being said, who you going with game 5?
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Phoenix?
Yeah, the home team has been winning. So until I see something different, I'm gonna go with Phoenix. And I mean, in the beginning I said Phoenix in 6, but now it's looking like Phoenix in 7. I assume Phoenix would still one in Milwaukee, whether it be game 3 or game 4. They lost game 3, and I was like, all right, well, game 4 could be theirs. And midway through, I was like, this is it. It's over. They got game 3, and if they would have left Milwaukee up 3-1, it was no way they was going to go home and blow it. So now that they blew it last night late, hey, I'm gonna go with Phoenix in game 5, and see what happens after that because that's the way it's looking like. It's just looking like a seesaw battle. I win, you win. I win, you win. It's not nothing. So now it's just the best of three, and with Phoenix having the home field advantage, I'm gonna go with Phoenix for right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Phoenix for Game 5 too. I don't see Chris Paul playing like that again. At least not back to back games.
Right,
So I'm definitely gonna go with Phoenix Game 5. I'm expecting more from Bridges and the rest of that cast to help CP3 and Devin Booker out. So yeah, I'm definitely going Game 5 for Phoenix. Um, I don't know if Drew Holiday is ever going to break out his slump because he's just shooting horrible. So I have at this point, I really don't have no faith in Drew Holiday. But the thing about Drew Holiday is he can give you other stuff. Like he can play defense. He's gonna give you assists. He's gonna rebound. He's gonna
right.
be all over the court, and that's what kind of separates him from other players. Like it's not about scoring; it's about other intangibles. Things that you can't teach, and that's why I always like Drew Holiday. Is even if he's having a bad night, it's not what's on the stat sheet; it's what you saw. So don't
Yeah, yeah,
always go
yeah,
about that stat sheet.
definitely.
So,
That's why he shot 4 of 20. Usually, when one of your star players go 4 of 20, you might as well chalk
back
it
it up.
up for a loss.
Yeah.
And here it is. He shot 4 of 20, and his team still won. And it's like that's because he said, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna go 4 for 20, but I'm gonna make sure that guy shoot just
Yeah.
as bad as I do, and I'm gonna make sure this guy has a bad game as well." And that's what he did. He made sure Bridges didn't really go off. He made sure CP3 didn't really go off. And even one of the times that he guarded Booker, he tried to make sure Booker didn't really go off on him. Booker scored his 40, but it wasn't really on Drew Holiday. So that's true. You got to give Drew his props and his respect because he gives you a lot more than just
Yeah.
scoring.
And just
You know?
scoring. Yeah.
And it just also goes to show you that if he was to break out and finally pitch in, this could be a massacre. This could be an easy series for Milwaukee. And that's the scary thing that they won two without Drew Holiday really, being the main focal guy, without going off. So, that's one thing I could say about Drew that once he wake up, it could be really real trouble for Phoenix because they don't have nothing to match that.
I definitely agree with that one. All right. So hypothetically speaking, since the series is still going, if I will play both sides. If Giannis wins, does he stay in Milwaukee? And what does this add on to his legacy?
Well, he signed a big contract to stay. I think losing would have had him hitting the panic button. Like, all right, maybe it's time for me to get out of here.
The trade button. That's why I
Yeah,
asked if he would stay
right,
because he
right, right.
probably most likely he might request a
I
trade if he
don't.
don't win.
If even if they were to lose, I think he would still run it back because you got the Drew Holiday, you got Middleton. They may be able to attract a veteran to help. With the mental toughness of the team and getting over certain situations. And you got to look at it like, yo, we this close. It's not like we got bumped in the first round. I think if they had got eliminated by the Nets, that would have been a little different. He'd have had a different mindset. But since you lose in the finals, like you're like, yo, let's run this back. We could do this again. You got yourself is there for another 4 or 5 years. You got Drew Holiday there for another 4 or 5 years. You got Middleton there for another 3, 4 years. So, run this back. Let's see what we could do. If they win, he's definitely staying. Um, what it does to his legacy, it may solidify him as one of the top players in the league as of right now. You could probably say KD, LeBron, Davis, Giannis, or Giannis, Davis, or Steph, Giannis, whatever order you want to put him in. But he's definitely in the conversation for like a top five. Um, even without the jump shot and all this, that, and the third, because it's like somebody brought up a perfect example. Is like, listen, not every player could do everything. Um, and if Giannis can't shoot, so fucking what? He still can go out there and get you 30 something, 40 points. And that's without being able to shoot the ball the way you would like him to shoot the ball. Um, I mean, I don't know. If he lose, I don't think they'll say he need another star because they're not a that. What people don't understand is when you keep lining yourself up with superstars, it diminishes your character. If Giannis was to lose and now he teams up with an A star or B plus star, like he's still young. It's gonna make him look like he really can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So stick with what you got. Try to win it. I think we put too much oomph on a title, on a ring, not knowing, not understanding that that's a team thing. You know, it takes a team to win a title, not just one player or whatever. Whatever you need a team. You know, and sometimes when you get this one guy, it affects you from getting a team. I'd rather take that 20, 30, 40 million that we're going to give this one guy and get 2, 3 players that may help us, you know, because what's happening is a lot of these teams can't last because they ain't got no bench. They ain't got nobody to help them. These guys are getting burnt out. They're playing 47, 48 minutes a game because they ain't got nobody to come in after them. You know what I'm saying? So I think if Milwaukee was to lose, Giannis will still stay. I don't think they need another star. Take what they got as a learning experience. They may need a new coach. You know, if Budenholzer is not going to make any adjustments, and if these games were winnable and you blew them, then you may make some coaching adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Get a new coach up in there, a new culture, a new way of running the team. But as far as like a star, like who would you get? Like what
Yeah,
would
I
yeah,
agree.
like
I don't think they would need another star. Maybe like a 6 man, another role player, maybe
right,
another
yeah,
bench,
yeah, you know, something like that. Like
but
you get
another
a
star,
well, they don't need another star. You get
that's
someone
just too
that's
much.
yeah, you get someone that's been there before, that's probably on their way out,
Like a
that
Buddy Hill, like a Buddy
yeah,
Hill type
I
player.
mean, I wouldn't even get him because what happened, Buddy Hield at his stage, although he's not there, his mind thinks he's there. So he's gonna want 15 to 16 shots a game. Right. We sit here and be like, no, buddy, you can't get that. But
No sir.
in his mind, it's kind of like what they said about Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is in his brain. He's like, yo, I'm a top 5 point guard. I'm one of the best point guards in the game. And it's like, you're not, buddy. You're really not.
Not close.
But he thinks he is. So he's the type of guy that if you need a team, if you got a team that you're trying to just pitch in, yo, I just need you to pitch in, then Schroeder is not the type of guy you get because he's not going to just pitch in. He wants to lead. So you say, you know what? Go over there and lead. And lead them nowhere because you're gonna come over here and fuck up our chemistry. You're gonna fuck everything up.
That's
So you
exactly
don't,
what's gonna
and
happen.
that's what a Buddy Hield is. In Buddy Hield's eyes and Buddy Hield's brain, it's like, yo, I could be a top 5 shooting guard in the league if you just let me. You give me the ball, you let me shoot 20 times a game, I could drop 25, 30 points easy.
Not Buddy.
No, not Buddy, not you, not now, not right now, bro.
Not now,
So
not before, not
you
never.
get a guy that's on the bench, that's used to coming off the bench, that's in his, early 30s, maybe mid 30s, guys like a Covington or them guys that run in Toronto, not even him. Like a Colin Sexton. This is a this
That's
is
a
a 20
star.
like this is a 21-year-old that wants to be a star. He doesn't want to come to a team and play 6 man and first guy off the bench. Like,
And the Knicks is
no,
trying to trade for him.
right? Like this is a guy that's like, yo, I'm young. Hey, I haven't even got a
Oh,
max deal yet. You really think I'm gonna come off the bench and ruin the opportunities that I could stay in Cleveland and just go crazy and get a
And get a
max
big
deal.
contract.
Yeah, come on. We gotta think. Like, you're not. This is why I say get out the 2K mind zone. Put the video game brain down for a second.
Never.
You know, these are you can create that on a video game because you control it. So if you want Colin Sexton to just play 15 to 20 minutes a game, that's possible. And he won't get an attitude, he won't get upset. He'll do what you need him to do. But in real life, Colin Sexton is like, fuck out of here. I'm not playing 15 minutes a game and 5, 6 shot. Like, no, I'm not leading your second unit and being a 6 man. Like, nah, that's not his role. That's not what he wants to do. So you're gonna make him angry and disgruntled, and next thing you know, he's gonna be out there playing fucked up. So
Yeah,
nah,
not Colin Sexton.
you stay away from a player like that. Not saying he's not good. I'm just saying right now in his life, that's not the role he wants to play. That's not the stage he wants to play. That's not the game he wants to play. He wants to be a star. He wants to go out there and prove that I can score with the best of them. I can play with the best of them. And being on someone's bench is not. That's not what
No,
I'm here for. That's not what I want to do.
they
So
don't need that. They need more like a Jordan Clarkson, someone who don't mind coming off
right,
the bench.
right,
Someone who
right,
don't mind coming off the bench. And
right.
when he come off the bench, it's my time now.
It's my time. He
You need a
used to be
Clarkson type player. Yeah.
He's happy with the bench. I'm cool with coming off the bench. I don't mind coming off the bench. If you ask me, I would rather come off the bench. If you ask me, Jordan Clarkson is a better bench guy than a starter. You look at the times where he was a starter, like he's a better bench guy because in starters minutes, now the pressure is on me. The defense is on me. As a second unit, as a 6 man, I got the easy task. I have a backup that's guarding me. He's not that good. Like I'm able to get my buckets and do what I do. So a Jordan Clarkson, someone like that, someone that's used to the bench. Like I said, you go out there, you grab yourself a couple of 30-year-olds, get Dwight Howard, who might be unhappy in Philly, take him from there and bulk up your bench, Um, guys like that. Even a Carmelo Anthony, like give Carmelo a chance to come off your bench and give you
That wouldn't be
15.
bad.
Yeah, 15 points and something like that. Like someone that's at that time in their life where it's like, yo, I just want to ring. I'll do whatever I need to do to get this ring. I ain't trying to go out there and be Rucker Park or highlight film, like because that's not what Milwaukee would need if they lose. And as far as Phoenix goes, if Phoenix lose, they just need another year. They need growth. Cam Johnson, campaign, all those guys just would need this experience and come back next season a little stronger, a little faster, a little smarter, and they'll still be right there. As far as them getting another star, they really don't need another star. They
They
don't
fine.
need they don't need nobody taking shine away from Booker, Ayton, and Bridges, and Cam Johnson, things like that. They would just need another year to grow. Because, like I said, sometimes these guys throw off your chemistry, and people don't understand. That's what really wins titles, chemistry. You know what I'm saying? These guys that been together, like Golden State, people act like Golden State just threw a bunch of names together and won a title. These guys were drafted together. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, all these guys was drafted together. They played on bad teams together. They grew together. Yeah, you added Kevin Durant, but people act like they ain't win a title without Kevin Durant. They won a title without Kevin Durant and had the best record in the NBA history without Kevin Durant. So it wasn't like they were a bunch of scrubs. You know what I'm saying? So chemistry, build your chemistry, learn, look at Utah. Why do you think Utah was there? Because they were the same team for the last 4 or 5 years. They played together. They knew each other's game. Mitchell's the leader, but we got this guy and this guy. We all played together. I know his weaknesses. I know his strengths. I know where he need me. Same thing with Toronto. All they did was plug Kawhi in. But you look at the rest of the team, everyone was there for a while. They knew each other's game. They knew how to play off of each other. They had the chemistry.
I agree with that. So
And,
if Phoenix do loses, what's the effect that this loss will have on CP3's legacy?
I mean, I think it's the same thing. It's like if he wins the title, everyone will put him in like the top 5 point guards of all time or top three. Personally, I already have him like there, but that's due to like I wouldn't say self hate, but that's due to me disliking Isaiah Thomas. Like I really don't like him, so I don't put him in my top five. Um, say what you want, don't give a fuck. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he loses, it all depends on how. Like last night was just a like you was this close, bro. Like y'all was this close to taking a 3-1 lead. Like that was supposed to be the time where CP3 says, you know what, guys, huddle up. Let me talk to y'all. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna take over real quick. And that's when he was supposed to do his little CP3 magic, where he scores his little 7 to 10 quick points, keep the game under control, and he pushes them to this victory. And he didn't. I don't know if it was the fouls, I don't know what it was, but he didn't do it. So he may have another chance, but it's on him. And if they lose, it all depends on how they lose. If they lose 2 games, especially again, Milwaukee would have to win in Phoenix to win this title. They either got to win Game 5 or Game 7 in Phoenix. So the ball is still in your court, Chris. It's still in your hands. Like this is still your title to lose. So if Milwaukee does win Game 5 or Game 7, then that would be a hard blow. That would be like vicious because you had the home field advantage. You had everything was in your favor, bro. Like everything. This was yours to take. You know, on a silver platter. Here, this is your first ring. Go for it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean,
I
I can't put him in the top 3 because I still like you can't disrespect Magic. You can't disrespect if we just talking point guards, like
Rondo.
um I mean, he played you gotta say Steph. He is a point guard, that's his position. And then you gotta look at guys, although they don't have the rings, like CP3 don't have any rings, and I can't give him that much respect over a John Stockton. Like I don't understand the disrespect for John Stockton. This is the all-time leader in assists and steals. So the disrespect that he gets is like it's kind of fucked up. But he don't. I can't give him. I can't disrespect John Stockton like that. So if Chris Paul wins, even if Chris Paul wins a ring, I still won't be able to have him jump John Stockton. So my top 3 point guards of all time is Magic, Steph, and John. As far as 5, then yeah, he would be in the top 5 for me because, like I said, I don't have Isaiah Thomas, in my top 5. So CP3 will be either 4 or 5 for me.
I kind of agree with Vic. Even if they lose, I really well for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but even if they lose, I still don't see it taking a hit on his legacy. I mean, Look what he's done throughout his whole career. Okay, he got to the finals and he didn't win. All right, cool. But he got to the finals. Phoenix isn't in the finals without Chris Paul. Like Booker's not gonna take him to the finals by
You're right.
himself.
You're right. You're definitely right.
Granted that if they lose, like I said, to me, I don't think this takes a hit. If they win, then I do think he might move up a spot or two on that all-time list. It depends on who you ask, and like you said, it depends on your view of a point guard. Some have Steph in the top, some don't, because they don't consider him your point guard, and I get that. But like I said, for me, I don't think this affects. I don't think he'll take a loss on his legacy if he loses, but he will take a W if he wins. I think he moves up to top 3 if he does win, maybe 5, between 3 and 5 in that range.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. Like if he wins, I mean, like if you want to put him ahead of John Stockton and Steph, like I don't see why people don't view Steph as a point guard. He's the starting point guard. The backcourt is Steph and Clay. Clay is not the point guard.
Because
So
he's not your traditional point guard. He's more of a scoring point guard.
all right, well, if he's a scoring point guard though, like his position, if you look at games played and at the position, he starts 100% of his games
At
as a
point.
point guard. So
I agree. I
know,
definitely agree.
so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I gotta like Steph has to go there, like because if you move him to shooting guard, if you say Steph is a shooting guard, then that eliminates certain shooting guards from their top spot because now Steph is a top 5 shooting guard of all time. You're not going to sit here and tell me that guys like Clyde Drexler and Dwayne Wade and them is better than Steph Curry.
No, sir.
So what the list would be? Jordan, Kobe, Steph.
If we put him to the 2 guard,
Yeah, if you move him to shooting guard,
AI.
you think AI is better than Steph Curry?
Oh no, and I don't think it's close. I'm sorry, and I've seen people say AI by far, and for me, no, it's not even close.
I don't get that because granted, Steph is not the greatest defender, but he can play defense. And when it comes to Steph playing, when it comes to the comparison, AI is not as good an offensive player as Steph Curry is. Steph Curry could get to the rim and he could shoot. Like I don't get this notion of Steph can't get to the rack. Like what the fuck are you guys watching? Steph can get to the rack whenever he wants.
Hey, I don't know. I think
Like,
those are the haters.
I don't get it. Like this guy handle, he can get past just about anybody in the league. He done made people fall.
Rondo,
CP3.
CP3.
He done broke dudes' ankles. He had LeBron dancing in the finals. So I don't get it. Like he can get to the rack. He's not just a shooter. Like, yeah, his bread and butter is shooting. That's his main thing. But he can dribble and he can get to the rack. So this whole Steph is one dimensional. He can only shoot. Stop smoking and go watch games. Stop watching ESPN highlights and go watch his games and realize that he can do just about anything on offense.
He's got a full arsenal. It's just not shooting, like you said.
No, the only thing he can't really do is dunk, and he can dunk. He just don't do it often. But he can dunk. He knows how to dunk. So I don't know. But if you move him to shooting guard, then yeah, you would go Jordan, Kobe, Steph. I mean, you're not gonna tell me Dwayne Wade is better than him.
Then better than who?
Steph Curry.
No. I might get cursed out right now. I don't want to get cursed out.
I mean,
I don't
I,
think Dwayne Wade is better than James Harden, but James Harden don't have a ring, so I can't put James Harden there. Do you think he's better than James Harden?
I mean, see, the problem is I view things different. When I say players are better than players,
We're talking about both ends.
I picture them playing one-on-one and not a team game. Because in a team game is different. Yeah, you may have had better teams than me, and if your team play my team, your team might beat me. But if we go to a black top and play one-on-one, I'm going to cook you. And that's how I view things one-on-one. So if they would have played one-on-one, yeah, I think James Harden would beat Dwayne Wade. Because James Harden is bigger and stronger and has a bigger arsenal than Dwayne Wade on offense.
He's just a better offensive player.
Right. So I don't think Dwayne Wade will be able to stop James Harden. And as far as stopping Dwayne Wade, not saying he can stop Dwayne Wade easily, but there will be offensive possessions where Dwayne Wade is going to miss. He's not going to hit every shot. He's not going to get to the rim every time. So I don't have to stop you. I don't have one-on-one. If he don't play defense in a team setting,
we gotta stop saying like I get it, but he's gotten better the last couple of seasons.
and on top of that, that's a team setting. He don't really play defense because he is asked to score 30 to 40 points. Look at Kawhi's defense. Kawhi's defense has dropped. Over the last 2 to 3 years, 4 years, his defense has dropped because he is asked to score so much on offense now. The same thing with Paul George. The same thing with a lot of these players that are asked to score now. They are saying, you know what? I'm going to take it easy on defense. You're not going to burn me on both ends. So James Harden has been asked to score 30 or more over the last 8. Go look at his first 2-3 seasons in OKC and tell me he didn't play defense. Why the fuck you think Ron Artest elbowed him? Because he was locking them down. Artest and Kobe was having a tough time scoring, and that shit was making them mad. That's why Artest elbowed him in his neck. Go watch the game if you don't believe me, because I remember that shit. And he was playing defense on him. Kobe was having a tough time scoring on James Harden and Kevin Durant. And Ron Artest was having a tough time scoring on James Harden. So James Harden chooses not to play defense. It's not that he can't play defense. So in a one-on-one where I don't have to worry about a back screen or pick and roll or this, that, or a switch up or anything, one-on-one, I'm guarding you. It's either you and that's it. I'm able to play defense on you now. So it's all about who has the bigger offensive arsenal. And they don't have the arsenal like James Harden.
Not even close, in my opinion.
So that's the way I view things. When you say this player is better than this player, I can't keep talking team because you look better because your team opens things up for you. It makes things easier for you. It makes things better for you. That's like Clay and Steph. If Clay and Steph were to play one-on-one, who you think winning?
Steph?
Steph will cook Klay Thompson one-on-one. Because Clay don't have the move. He can't dribble. He can't. A lot of Clay is spot up. Spot up shoot. One dribble shoot. Step back shoot. That's it. So all he gonna do is try to body Steph, back him down, back him down, back him down, and that's it. Steph got all the moves. He can dribble, he can spin, he can hit shots, he can hit floaters, he can hit layups, he can do all that. He can get to the rack. So I don't get it. So when I say this player is better than this player, I mainly judge based on a hypothetical one-on-one in the park. That's it. I'm not taking the 79 Bucks against the 94 Bulls and Oh, Oscar Robinson versus nah. Oscar Robinson versus Jordan would be in a park, 1-on-1. These two dudes in their prime going at it. Who's gonna win?
Jordan.
Jordan. Therefore, Jordan is better than him.
Y'all heard it. That's the logic we're using.
That's the logic I use. If you want to go with yours, if you want to do it your way, then by all means, go ahead.
No way. That's Joe's logic.
I don't, that's how I do it. So, we all different, but that's the way I view it. And 9 times out of 10, when I pick that player, that's usually the player mostly everybody gonna pick anyway. So it ain't like I'm picking the wrong guy. I'm picking four so far out of all the hypotheticals on who's better. My picks, you have what? Agreed with it. So I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't get
Don't
mad at
shoot the
me.
messenger. We don't want to see no hate emails. Please. No hate emails.
But so yeah, I don't think it affects CP3 legacy. I think like I said, it depends on how they lose. If they lose and these were games that they needed to win or they could have won and they should have won, then it may go into the CP3. See, yay, he couldn't do it. Told you. But it's like he I don't know, man. All I know is this is an easy chance to win a title. I wouldn't say easy, but it's a good chance for him to win. This is yours for the taking, bro. Go out there and bring this shit home because I don't think you'll get this close again.
Probably not. This might be it.
This might be it, unless you ride the coattails of one of these teams that are there, because I don't think you and this squad will be in the finals ever again. You get to the playoffs, but it's going to be first or second round bumps, and that's it. Like, you're not making it to the finals again. So this is going to be pretty much your only shot. You're 36 years old. I don't think you have much in the tank. Yeah, you may have another season or two, maybe 3. But after that shit is going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. You look at the teams around you. I'm pretty sure the Lakers are going to bounce back. You got Golden State that's looking to bounce back. You got the teams on the up and coming like Denver and Dallas and Utah, and San Antonio may bring some noise back. Like, you never know. So you're 2 wins away from this title. Win these 2 games, and I'm telling you, man, try your best. Like I said, pull them guys to the side, and even if you gotta pay them out of your fucking pocket, like, yo, listen, this may be my only opportunity. We need 2 wins. Like, I don't care what y'all do. Like, we gotta win 2 of these 3 games, and y'all go out there and win those 2 games, because you lose this, man.
It's
You can't.
probably over.
Yeah, it's over. It's different in Milwaukee. Those guys are young. Giannis is what, 28, 27, 28. Middleton is like 28, 29, 30, somewhere around there. Drew Holiday is like 30. They got time out there. They not CP3. They not 16 years in, 36 years old. Ain't no telling. Like, if Phoenix lose, are they even gonna re-sign Chris Paul?
Probably.
I mean, if they are they going to give him the money that he wants? Like, or do they say, do they say, hey man, you didn't perform the way we thought you would. You kind of folded under pressure.
They'll probably negotiate with him.
So at this moment, you playing for not just a ring, you playing for a new contract. You want that $100 million deal to ride off into the sunset. So do it, bro. Do it.
I definitely agree. This is your time to shine, Mr. Paul.
It's your time, man. This should have slipped through your fingers, and
You'll regret it for the rest of your
that's
life.
it. Yeah, that's all people gonna talk about. And then they're gonna bring up the teams you face, the injuries. Oh, could he have beaten the Lakers if they were healthy? Could he have beaten Utah if they? Denver if they were healthy. If Jamal Murray was there, do they beat Denver? Oh,
Do
if
they beat the
Kawhi was
Clippers?
there, do they beat the Clippers? All this you gonna keep hearing this. So you lose this because they say Milwaukee is pretty much the healthiest team that you face. So if you lose to Milwaukee, now the whole playoffs is in doubt.
You a fluke.
Right. If you beat Milwaukee, now it's like, oh,
Do it again.
not just that. I mean, but if see what I'm saying is, even if they win, they not gonna really talk about the injuries in the previous rounds because you beat a healthy Milwaukee team for the title. So the chances of you beating these other teams healthy is possible. If you could beat a healthy Milwaukee team, then you could probably beat a healthy Clippers team or a healthy Denver team or a healthy Lakers team. But if you lose to Milwaukee, now it's a definite, oh yeah, you see, it's a fluke. We told y'all. Look what happened as soon as they faced a healthy team. They got bumped.
They got smacked.
So the narrative, like I said, everything changes from here to the end of this series. You know what I'm saying? Everything could change. It could go from, you see, we told y'all there was a fluke to ain't no fluke here. They beat a healthy Milwaukee team. Because ain't no injury talk in Milwaukee. Giannis is 100%. You know, it looked like he wasn't. Looked like he was going to miss some time, but he came. Game one was a little shaky. Game two was like, all right, I'm here. Games three and four, he's like, yo, I'm back, bro. I'm MVP. So there's no talks on Milwaukee being hurt. We don't want to hear Milwaukee hurt if they lose because that's not the narrative. So Chris Paul got to go out there and win these, man. Like I said, if you got to put the team on your back and score 30, 40 points yourself, that's what you got to do. But he got to go out guns a blazing.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Before we wrap it up, Joe, anything else you want to touch on?
Um, let's talk Chris Middleton.
Oh,
That
you
man.
just compared him to Cal Kuzma off the air.
Oh yeah, he goes from Jordan to Kyle Kuzma. I don't know what he does. I don't know. I don't know if they spiking his drinks in Phoenix or what, but this guy is terrible on the road, and when he comes home, it's just
A different ball game.
yeah, man. It's Mama Love biscuits and pillow top comforters and all that shit. Like he just loves being home, but they need him on the road. I don't think they win this title because, like I said, they got two games on the road. So if Middleton ain't gonna give you one of these 30, 40 point games on the road, then you in trouble. You
You
in big
definitely in
trouble.
trouble. Because Drew, like I said earlier, Drew is nowhere near to be found on the offensive side. We know he's
Right,
doing everything else.
right.
On the
So
offensive side, he's not in the picture. So it's like Chris got to take that extra slack.
Chris got to do something on the road. And again, it's not the points you scoring; it's
It's
these
the
empty
efficiency.
possessions. Yeah, like you not your scoring average is bad, but your shooting percent, you're shooting in like the low 30s.
Yeah, he's shooting horrible. Him and Drew is really shooting like shit.
Yeah, like yo, your first two games in Phoenix, you shoot horrible. So we need you to like pitch in, bro. If you're not gonna score a lot, at least make it efficient. You're gonna give us 18 points. You shouldn't need 15, 16 shots to get us 18 points, man. Come on. 18 points.
I agree.
can't get that on 12 shots with free throws and 3-pointers included. Like you giving us too many empty possessions, man. Too many possessions of us not scoring.
I definitely agree. Efficiency. You need that.
Yeah.
You need
And
that.
I look at it like if you're going to have a bad game, if you're having a bad game and you're not feeling it, then don't force it. Just get a ball of Giannis and let Giannis go crazy. Fuck it. Let him score 60. You know?
He not going to score 60. Who's that guy? You know that guy?
Look like the Undertaker or Triple H.
Damn.
All about the game and how you play it.
But he did pick Phoenix in 6 from jump. I said swept. I went out on a limb. I said this. I called the sweep, and I was way off. I
I
think
said
you said
Phoenix
6
is
too,
6.
right?
I said Phoenix is 6, and
Still possible.
it's still possible, but I expected them to win game 3 or 4 to make it a definite. But it's gonna be tough, man.
It
So
should be a very good game 5.
until a team wins a game on the road, then Phoenix still got the upper hand.
Phoenix in 7.
Bucks in 7. Um,
It's possible.
Now the reason why I picked Phoenix is mainly CP3. I want CP3 to get his ring now. Um, I don't want. I don't. I know Giannis and Drew and Middleton got time. CP3 window is pretty much being held open with a plastic bottle. So we already know what can happen. Um, Plastic bottles are not strong, and if you're trying to hold up project window with one of those, you already know the outcome. So um, I don't want that window to be slammed shut, and next thing you know, his chances are done. So it was merely a root for CP3 type of thing. Um, he needs this. He needs it, and that's only because you guys put so much on winning a title. Like a player has to win a title. Look at the slander Carmelo Anthony gets, and that's because he don't get a title. He ain't got a title. If he would at least have one ring, people would have him up there. You know,
Yeah, it was actually. That's
that
exactly
was
what
one
that
of I ain't gonna
was.
front. That was one of my favorite Undertakers. Like when he used to ride that fucking Harley and this was my yard. Like that was the Undertaker I liked. I ain't going front. He was one of my favorite characters in WWE at that time. I always say he shouldn't have never let that character go. I mean, the Undertaker was cool, but that dark side, dead shit, that should get boring. So I kind of like the American Badass, where the bandana, ride the Harley, and clean his yard. So that's what's up. Yeah, he damn sure did either that or Triple H.
Is one or the other. Might
Yeah,
be both.
yeah, it could be both.
Could be both of them.
But yeah, my prediction is still the same. I'm gonna ride with Phoenix in Game 5. If they lose Game 5, then they're in real big trouble. If they win Game 5, then it's like let's see what they do on the road. And if they could win Game 6 on the road, I mean,
We'll be
that'll
back here. Congratulating CP3.
that'll be cool. That'll be good. So
Yeah, I'm, I'm sticking the same thing. Well, my new prediction. I'm gonna go
yeah,
Phoenix.
it can't be Suns in 4 anymore.
I know more. Maybe I get on 2K later. That might work. But I'm going. I'm just gonna go with Phoenix in 6. I think they win the next 2. I think CP3 actually closed it out in Game 6 and rides off into the sunset.
Definitely, that's what he needs to do. Like I said, put the team on your back. Put carry this squad. Do what you got to do, man. Like he did against the Clippers. In the closing games, like he did against Denver. Go out there, drop your 35, show these guys like, yo, I can't. You're not stopping me from getting that.
This
You
is
know,
mine.
this is mine, and I am running with this, bro. No way I'm gonna let you guys stop me or get in my way from getting this title because again, your window's closing, bro. It's closing fast. You know,
Definitely agree. I definitely agree.
so
Well, with that being said, this was episode 17 of the Shoot Your Shot podcast, the NBA Finals edition. We appreciate everybody that showed out, that participated. We love everybody. Joe, what do we have in store for them coming up? Because
um,
this season is about to come to an end. So what do we have coming up for them?
well, football starts soon. So we'll be digging into that. We'll be trying to see what Deshaun Watson is doing and Aaron Rodgers is doing. Aaron Rodgers, hey, he fuck around and be calling it a career to go host Jeopardy. You never know. So we'll just dig into a few things with that. We'll talk about the Richard Sherman situation, see if he'll get signed. Other than that, we got some baseball. The second half is starting, so things are starting to heat up. We didn't really talk much about it in the past few months because it's early. You got a long season with baseball, so we don't want to drown y'all and bore y'all with that. But now that it's the second half, we can start digging into that and dissecting playoff teams and the favorite and who everybody think might win it. Next, so we'll jump into that, and we got other things coming up. We got a little UFC, MMA. We got Vic and his guys for that. We got a little bit of soccer on hold for right now. The Euros is over, but next couple of weeks to a month, we'll be back on some soccer stuff. So we got a lot in store. So everybody tune in and
Stay
stay
tuned.
tuned. You got any ideas, any suggestions? Like we said, the inbox is always open. You can hit us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to voice your opinions. Let us know what we could do to make you guys happy. As of right now, it's still early in the show, and we still getting things together, but hopefully we'll be able to like play some clips and highlights and get some, things marketed or whatever. So just stay tuned. Big things coming.
Yes, sir. With that being said, I'm your host, Vic,
I'm
and
your
my
host,
co
Joe.
and we out of here. We see you guys Tuesday.
Peace, y'all. Have a good night.